One of the great settings in all of college football, Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Better than 105,000 on hand today as the 12th-ranked Buckeyes take on the Akron Zips.
To go downfield and cover kickoff. If you're a kick returner, you love this new rule.
On the return, it's Anderson, Russell, and they run the reverse. Coming back the other way. And that is Brandon Sane, the freshman sensation.
Ohio last year.
All right, from the 41, they're going to hand it off to Chris Wells, and he lost his footing. Wells and Maurice Wells in the backfield. Short throw, and it's incomplete. Extremely young. Deontay Johnson, the only senior of the group. Robisky coming off the 9-reception game for 153 yards last week. Up front, Kirk Barton, a first-team All-American candidate. He is one of the tri-captains for the Buckeyes. 3rd down and 10 out of the shotgun. Beckman, incomplete. A.J. Trapasso puts a foot on it, and it will fall and check back up, and it's down by Spittler, the 20. The Zips will throw on 1st down. A screen and a pretty good gain on 1st down. Backfield, Dennis Kennedy rushed for better than 900 yards last year despite missing almost 2 full games. Jabari Arthur coming off a monster debut. 11 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown. Williams in motion. They're going to put the ball in his hands again. And not much room.
Getting their plays from the sidelines.
Play clock down to 1. They barely get it off. And the handoff is to Kennedy, and he's a senior. They lost Lawrence Wilson along their defensive front last week. Robert Rose, the man who replaces him. Laurinaitis, Mr. Everything for Ohio State in the middle. And in the secondary, Malcolm Jenkins, a first-team All-American candidate.
Akron just 2 for 12 last week, Tom, on 3rd downs.
They're going to cash in on 3rd down here, crossing midfield. Wide receiver on a short catch, and that again is Jabari Arthur. Movement along the offensive front for Akron, and much like we talked about with Appalachian State last week.
Offense, number 74. That's a 5-yard penalty remains. 2nd down.
They fake the handoff. Jack Wemain under heavy pressure and throws it away. The screen is batted down. The man you just talked about, Doug Worthington, got a paw on it.
Their drive.
John Steck to punt it from his own 45. Robisky will let it sail over his head, and then down inside the 3 by the Zips. 2 tight ends set. Johnson leading the way for Wells, and he's dropped his out of safety. Waiting for an official signal.
Depends on the ball spot. Looks like they're going to say he's outside of the end zone. Ohio State fortunate on this play. There's the initial contact by Stokes, and the ball lands just past the...
After review, video replay reverses the ruling on the field. The runner was down in the end zone, resulting in a safety.
I'm 0 for 2.
Well, now they'll punt it, of course, from their own 20-yard line. And bringing it out across the 20, the 30, and lots of running room all the way out to the 47. Play clock down to 5. They just again get it off. Jack Wemain under pressure, lofts it down the sidelines. A dangerous throw. They're coming after the quarterback. He's able to dump it off. And then Laurinaitis, 3. They ran out of time.
Young quarterback here.
Jack Wemain through the hands and nearly intercepted by Jenkins. And now Robisky stands at his own 17. Angling towards the sideline. Robisky lets it bounce and all the way inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. Akron picked 3rd this year. And Chris Wells
He's going to do the bell cow at tailback.
They fake the handoff. Beckman rolls out and dumps it off to his tight end, Rory Nickel. 3rd down and 4 for Ohio State. They're coming after Beckman. He delivers a strike good enough for a 1st down. Again, losers in the conference last week. And the first significant run of the afternoon for Chris Wells.
Also, rivalry game against Missouri.
Out of the I formation. Again, it's Wells, and that's Bells where he aggravated that ankle injury in the summer. And now they set up a screen to the freshman Brandon Sane, and what a play. Though will punt from his own 10-yard line. Andre Jones waiting back. And a good punt by Trapasso all the way to the 25, and a fair catch made right there. They hand it off. Nope, keeping it on the option.
Found a lot on defense to give him different looks.
They pick up the blitz and dump it off to Tuzzy. He runs over one tackler. The ball is loose. It looked like it was last touched by Ohio State, but
taking the snap.
And he's going to keep it. And lunges forward, appears
Close.
to be short.
Something like, oh, coach, we were moving it.
Fumbled snap, but Steck able to get it off. Robisky from his own 25, and a crowd of rain coming down even harder now. And Beckman rolling left to throw on 1st down. And it's caught by Brian Hartline on the 5. Maurice Wells, a lone setback, and he'll get the carry. Off the right side, and
so 2 tailbacks, no fullback.
Play fake to Chris Wells, and they roll out. Beckman, a 1st down throw. Again, Brian Hartline. And again, they'll throw. Beckman, the long ball to Hartline. Incomplete. They're going to give it to Wells. And he's all the way down to the 24-yard line. Maurice Wells comes in, 1st and 10 at the Akron 23. And here is Maurice Wells. And coming up to make the play is Mackey. Fake the handoff. Drop it off. Again, Nickel, the tight end. But first big 3rd down play for Ohio State. Beckman with good time. And throws intercepted down at the 6-yard line by Reggie Corner. Continuing to come down rather hard. Isolated on the left side is Stefan Fuqua. They're shaking their heads in Columbus. Akron a 2-0 lead, and we're back to the Horseshoe after these messages.
It's a field position possession for Ohio State.
And down the middle, through the hands.
Ball back in great shape if they can stop him here.
3rd down and 7. They dropped into coverage, and it's incomplete. Ski stands in midfield. Takes a nice bounce for the Zips and continues to roll inside the 40. So another excellent job by John Stecca. Well, the aforementioned Brandon Sane comes on, and he carries. Sane still in the backfield. A play fake turn this time, and they're looking down the field for Robisky, and it's intercepted. Batted by the cover man into the hands of John Mackey. Have one last week, and the Zips have the football, and a 1st down carry is out. They hand it off again to Allen to move the chains. Jack LeMaine now flushed out of the pocket and just throws it away. For the Zips. And another real good punt here. Robisky, the fair catch, and tight end in motion. Wells alone setback. They fake it to him, and the end around the Hartline looking for room. And he lunges forward, maybe a yard shy of a 1st down. 2nd down carry for Wells, trying to break it to the outside, and he is grabbed by the face mask.
During the run, personal foul for face mask, defense number 43. That's a 15-yard penalty with an automatic. First
He
down.
has reached bowl teams.
Only 78 yards of total offense for Ohio State through their first 21 plays on
Lacking in discipline.
second down and 3. And Wells is wrestled down to the third down and 3 for the Buckeyes. Sane and Wells in the backfield, and Beckman to throw. Short drop. Robisky first down to the 20. Two tight ends in for the Buckeyes, and again they hand it to Wells. Runs into his own lineman. Beckman to the corner for Robisky, and there's just nothing there. 2 interceptions. Play clock down to 2. They get it off. Beckman across the middle. Hardline juggled it. Hangs on. First down, Ohio State. And a
Illegal shift on the offense. Number 34 and number 88. Both did not set for 1 second prior to the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It remains third down.
third down and 12. They need to get to the 10 to convert. And Beckman just dumps it off to Wells. But white jerseys all around him. And he's a 37-yard field goal attempt out of the hold of John Toma. And this one is hammered right down the gut. So the Buckeyes at the 7:54 mark of the opening half are finally on the board. And no, this is not a baseball game. This is Ohio State 3, Akron 2. Negated by a penalty. From his own 7, it's Brandon Anderson, and great special teams coverage. But now they'll kick it from the 25 rather than the 30. Well, we talk about the role in Tyler Moeller and Thaddeus Gibson. Some of these freshmen, redshirt, true freshmen for the Buckeyes. Brian Williams from the 10. And again, racing down the field is Roll. We get a look at the sophomore out of Pompano Beach, Florida, Carlton Jackson. A southpaw. And his first pass attempt complete, but a handoff to Kennedy. Had to let him out of that scholarship. And here they come after Jackson. Hit as he threw.
An eligible receiver, number 83, was downfield. He was covered up on the line. That penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Their punter, John Steck, he has had an outstanding game. And another booming punt. Great hang time. Robisky has to call for a fair catch.
Today to be a payback day.
On the ground of Brandon Sane. And he is across the 35. Sane again. And looking for a hole and take what he can get. And
During the run, holding offense number 88. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot remains second down.
Blocking angles right now.
a second down, and Beckman to throw and loses his footing on this slick turf. All the
Ball back.
And on third down, they're going to keep it on the ground. The same across the 20 to the 22. So hearing boos for the first time today at the Horseshoe in Columbus. They are not.
Have to show why they're offensive linemen at Ohio State.
Trapasso just hammers one, sending Andre Jones back to the 19. He avoids one tackle and has a little daylight. A flag comes in.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 46. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
Ohio State needs to force a turnover.
Play clock at 3-2. Just did get it off. And a quick throw caught in the open field is Akron today. And Jacqueline, good protection across the middle. Batted ball. Hard line along with Robisky waiting on his punt.
They want better field coverage, Tom, because of Steck's directional punting.
Hard line. Across. And the ball is loose. Scramble for the football. It looked like Akron recovered it, as it was knocked out of the hands of Brian Hardline back in punt coverage for the first time today, and it is.
In the protection, now he empties him out again. Double pass maybe.
And it is. Kennedy throwing to his intended target. 2:19 to play. Jack LeMaine, the screen to Kennedy. And Marcus Freeman wrapped him up. 3rd down and 12. And dragged down is Jack LeMaine by the true freshman, Cameron Hayward.
Yeah, let's see if Stepp can kick it away again.
They're coming after the punt. Stepp able to get it away. Robisky from the 22. Out across the 30 to the 33-yard line, which would lead you to believe they're going to just stay on the ground and go to halftime, and that is Chris Wells. And he's out to the 40. The Buckeyes managed just 3 points in the opening half today, which is good enough for a 1-point lead at halftime. Coming up, the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. In fact, right now, let's send it to Dave Repson and company in trophy winner, Troy Smith. And Williams trying to cut it to the outside.
Stand up.
You're going to be happy with where you're at right now. Thanks a lot, Coach.
First down throw. Was it caught or was it a short?
One-on-one tackles on a wet field. Advantage goes to the offense.
Here comes Laurinaitis. Third down. Golston drops Jack LeMaine. And now Speck out of his own end zone. Hammers one to the sideline. Fielded by Robisky at the 47. And Todd Beckman. And a short drop. A quick throw. And Hartline pushed out of bounds at the Beckman for just a total of 44 yards. They give it to Wells. He slips off the left side and spins his way to the 35. Beckman this time out of the shotgun. They're coming after him. He read it beautifully and finds Hartline inside the 30. Again, Beckman out of the shotgun on a 2nd down and 3. They give it to Wells and no room there. See the numbers on Beckman after a couple of hits here to start the second half. He has another. Sanzenbacher, the freshman. Beckman just throws it away. And they're coming after Beckman. He steps up and again finds Hartline for a very short gain. 3 receivers set for the Buckeyes. That's a tight end nickel in motion. And again, they're coming after Beckman. Guns across the middle and batted down. Great coverage by Reggie Corner. 33-yard field goal try by Ryan Pretorius, who hit from 37 earlier. And this one right down the middle again. So Ohio State, after a 3-and-out stop on defense, a great order in Columbus. Pretorius, a line drive kick. That is Brian Williams, who lets it bounce through the end zone. And
When we were there.
Jack LeMaine, a throw, and Donald Washington coming up to wrap up defense today for the Akron Zips. Trying to add to that total to Kennedy. He shakes one tackler, but Canis. Here they come. Jack LeMaine in and out of the hands. It's the angle punt from John Stepp. And this time, he just puts a leg on it. Malcolm Jenkins. He is tackled soon as he caught it.
Normally that goes to a celebrity. I mean, not a celebrity. I'll finish it after this play.
Wide open Robisky. And the first big gainer.
Watching him between the corner and the safety.
39-yard gain. Wells able to shake a couple of tacklers, and he's inside the 20. They're going to give it to him again. Still on his feet. Close to. Wells a 3rd straight time to the corner. Did he get in? No. Shoved out of bounds inside the 3 at the 2. In front of Wells in the I formation. It's Wells and the play blown dead. I think they ran out of time. Or was there early movement?
Offense number 88. That's a 5-yard penalty. Remains.
That's a second or third time in the bottom of your picture. I bet they're looking for him. Nope. Boy, dangerous throw there by Beckman. Brandon Sane. Today we've seen Sane and Wells in the same backfield. And it's Sane to the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
Point after by Pretorius, good. So for the first time today, Ohio State on offense with a touchdown. And a 13-2 lead with 6:10 to play in the third quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
By Breon Stokes.
That was in the very first quarter, second drive of the game, in fact, for Ohio State. And hustling down on the kick. Very worried about their special team. First thing Coach Dressel says to us yesterday, I really like our special team.
I think they're playing well.
Now down to 5. They just do get it off, and here they come. And Jenkins, third down, and they're coming after the quarterback. He just has to throw it away. John Steck puts a foot on it. Man, has this guy kicked the football today. Jenkins all the way back to the 25. And that's where he's dropped immediately. Robbie Schoenhoff, the sophomore out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And they hand it off to Maurice Wells. A flag down on the play. Holding against the offense, and that's exactly what it is. So now Schoenhoff out of the shotgun. He's a big kid with a rifle of an arm. Played in a pro-style offense at St. Xavier. And his first throw complete to Hartline.
Good football play, obviously.
Now Schoenhoff rolls to his left, and he'll keep it. Spins his way and the shotgun. And they're coming after him. He fires. What a throw, and then what a catch by Robisky. First play under center. And now they give it to Maurice Wells. And he's out to the 48 by Troy Smith behind Justin Zwick 4 years ago. Schoenhoff just throws it away. Under center looking over the seam. And he's going to throw it. Fires, and it's incomplete.
Have a little relaxation so that you can let your talent flow.
Trapasso punting as Jones lets it bounce. And it will be down at the 8-yard line. Total yards against Ohio State. And now 43 yards after a gain of 2.
Field and let him approach the line of scrimmage with his legs.
Well, they're coming after him again. And he throws to the far side, bobbled, and catch is made. And man, what an impact. Play blown dead before it ever got started.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 75.
Jackson, an inside handoff, and Ohio State saw it coming. It's the end of the third quarter from Ohio Stadium in Columbus, where 105,000 have watched the Buckeyes take a 13-2 lead. And we'll return to Ohio Stadium right after these messages and a word from your local station. And we now begin the fourth quarter. Steck punts from his own 5. Hartline will let it bounce. And it's down at the Ohio State 48. Ohio State, Washington, Sanzenbacher, and Devon Torrance. But they're going to hand it off. Schoenhoff throws to the freshman Torrance. He loses the ball. And a scramble for it. A couple of guys basically whiffed in trying to recover the football. One from each side. The ball stripped away by Paris McNeil, the 5th-year senior. The Zips say they have it. Second half for the Zips. And Jackson on the keeper. Pretty good pickup to the 45. Dave, thank you. Back here on a second down carry. For 1 of 13 on third down. Jackson flushed out of the pocket. Cuts it to the inside, but denied first down. Hey, he's been up to the task, though.
Yes, he has.
Angled toward the sideline. A fair catch made by Robisky at the. And this is Chris Wells. Dave will check back in again with you shortly. And again, they hand it off to Chris Wells. Run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Well, for Chris Wells, his first career 100-yard rushing day. And he's adding to that total. Well, cuts it the other way. The 20, the 15, and down to the 11. Again last year. This is Maurice Wells. And met head on by Doug Williams. Maurice Wells, and again, just nowhere to run. A third down and 9. Play fake. Schoenhoff to the end zone. Touchdown, Robisky.
He's wide open to catch it.
Pretorius, the point after is good, so Ohio State held to 3 points in the first half on offense. Has thrown 17 on the board through less than a quarter and a half here in the second stanza. Brian Williams will have it bounce into the end zone.
Every year, kind of just regurgitates it. Hi, Mom, doing fine.
Trying to bring it to the outside is Kennedy, and coming up to lay on a lick is JUCO Player of the Year. Jackson, a short throw. Thaddeus Gibson coming after him. They pick up the block, and they throw down the sideline. And great coverage. And number 14 now for John Steck. And again from deep in his own territory at the 10. That leg might be beginning to tire. First bad kick he's had today. It's down.
Picked up here in the second half.
Brandon Sane is hammered by Paris McNeil. After the loss of 4, Beckman to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Still on his feet. And that is actually Schoenhoff now in the game at quarterback. And now to throw on 3rd and long. Great protection. Schoenhoff moving around. And he loses the football. Is it another Ohio State turnover? If it is, it would be the 5th of the game. Doug Williams stripped the ball. And yes, it looks like the Zips have recovered. Pair ball. Delayed handoff to Brian Williams. Jackson hangs onto the ball.
Today in his career that endures.
Over the middle and close to a first down. Looks like
3. That's how you get it done.
Jackson. Did he get rid of it before he hit the ground? It's an incomplete pass. For Jackson, little flare to Kennedy, and a hit made by Jamario O'Neal, a starter last year. And a fumble, and the Buckeyes have the football. Opening quarter. Robbie Schoenhoff back under center, and this is Brandon Sane. And he plunged and the favorite going into this year. Schoenhoff rolling right, stops on a dime, and he'll dive ahead out to the 48-yard line. Call it 3rd down and 6, and Schoenhoff to throw. Fires complete to the tight end Brandon Smith.
And you know, saying running it in, it's the impatience of our society. But I think 5-6 games down the road, they're really going to like this team.
Antonio Henton, the redshirt freshman quarterback, comes in, hands it off to Sane, and he has a first down and more to the 27-yard line.
You can't talk to me about Ohio State and their schedule. They always play people.
Maurice Wells.
Long trip out there to Seattle and a tough place to play.
And a very impressive opening win for the Huskies at Syracuse.
Yeah, they get Boise State today.
Yep.
And that's one of those games that you keep an eye on. And when we saw it in preseason, you thought, well, there's Boise State. Now, if you're Boise State, that's a game you got to be careful with.
For Jim Tressel, improving now to 64-14.